very good afternoon to our viewers of the Kinyamasika podcast. Thank you so much for always being active on this podcast of ours, and also subscribing to our social media handles as we have them: Facebook, X, WhatsApp, Instagram. Please like and follow. You will be able to watch what falls be in the buildings of St. Paul's Kinyamasika Seminary. And today, this afternoon, I have something good for you. And with me in the studio, I'm with Father Patrick Sunday Baluku. And of course, he will introduce himself more. And the topic of discussion is going to be about Namugongo. We very well know that it is Kasese Diocese which is going to animate this year's celebration in Namugongo. Father Patrick, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
And it feels good to have you in the studio of the podcast studio of St. Paul's, Kinyamasika. Could you please introduce to our viewers? They want to know more about you and the position you're holding at the Central Executive Committee of the Preparations of Namugongo.
Thank you very much, the podcast of Kinyamasika National Seminary, for hosting me this afternoon. I am Father Patrick Sunday Dr. Baluku from the Diocese of Kasese, a lecturer here at Kinyamasika National Seminary, but also the head of the Doctrine and Liturgy Commission of the Diocese of Kasese. And for the Namugongo celebration, I am a member of the Committee for Liturgy and Animation of Namugongo Uganda Martyrs celebrations.
Father, our viewers want to know more about Kasese Diocese, talk about the parishes, the population, the ethnicity, before we go in further.
Thank you very much. Kasese Diocese was erected in 1989 in April, and has so far had two bishops, Bishop Egidio and the current Bishop Francis Aquilinus Chivida, who is the second bishop of the Diocese of Kasese. It has now 16 parishes. Others are still called pastoral centers, but it started with 6 parishes, which have increased to the now current 16 pastoral centers, call them parishes. And it's made basically the people who live in Kasese are Bakonzo, but we also have other ethnicities like the Batoro, the indigenous Basongora, and the Banyabindi, and these other tribes that have migrated to Kasese to find either for business or for habitation. And of course, Kasese is basically a mountainous area.
Yes.
And we have part of the Rwenzori Ranges covering most parts of Kasese district. But fortunately, even on the ranges, we have people occupying, living there. And then we have the lower lands, which is occupied majorly by the national park and the lakes. So we have these natural attractions added to the faith. And then the majority of the people in Kasese are basically Christians. We have a small population of Muslims, but basically the Catholic population at the moment, I think, is a little higher than the Anglican population and other Christian denominations. Apparently, we have a firm foundation of Christianity, and the Christianity that came to the Diocese of Kasese, we owe it to Mabrara Ecclesiastical Diocese, Archdiocese, which was the big Western Ecclesiastical Province, and specifically the parish of Rugazi, which we call Bunyaruguru, the current Bunyaruguru area. So the Rubirizi district. But the parish of Rugazi was that evangelized parts of Senyi, the movement of the missionaries, the catechists, from one place called the Rwengu Hill, and then they moved to Katsungiro, which is now a pastoral center. and then to Senyi Parish. That is the first parish to be erected in the Diocese of Kasese in 1938. And then the parish of Kasanga, which was erected in 1958. And this continued to be centers that gave birth to other parishes in the Diocese of Kasese. And then, of course, there was the coming of the missionaries and really Christianity from Fort Porto side and Yeria, specifically from Yeria Parish. And that was the founding of the Klembe, which is now Kasese Cathedral Parish, that started in Klembe and moved down to Kasese Cathedral Parish, where Kasese Cathedral Parish is. Then Hima, then Uganda. Those were centers of Christianity and Catholicism. And eventually these have become parish centers. Then you have the farthest we have is on the eastern side, near towards Fort Porto, is we have Chitswamba Parish. And then towards the DRC Congo, the farthest is Chabikere Parish. And then towards the Mabrara Archdiocese, we have Katwe Parish, which is a lake parish. And then we have Kaviri Shrine, Divine Mercy Shrine, which is bordering on the border with Congo, where we have the border post of Congo with Uganda.
Well, thank you, Father, for this elaboration. Let's talk about what does it mean for Kasese Diocese to be the ones animating this year's celebration in Namugongo.
Thank you.